Hello, we're here on day one of Embedded World, and I'm talking to Bernd Westhoff, Director of Embedded Processing Product Marketing of Renesas Electronics. Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
We're going to be discussing RA MCUs, so let's jump into it. Could you provide an overview of Renesas' strategy behind the diversity in your MCU, MPU portfolio, especially in terms of balancing performance, power efficiency, and market demands?
Yeah, you're right. Renesas has a quite wide portfolio of MCUs as well as MPUs. And the strategic decision here is to give or provide customers the best experience, making a quite good transition from any MCU design they may have to an MPU design they might look into, or vice versa, right? The transition between MCU and MPU should be a seamless experience for customers. That is basically the strategy Renesas is aiming for all their product introductions we've been having here. And if you talk about transition from MCU to MPU, of course, it's pretty much involving ARM core MCUs as well as ARM core MPUs. In that regard, is the RA family, which is one of the MCU platforms, MCU families we're building up for our customers. And from the top side, it's the RZ family, which is an MPU based on ARM core. And there's quite a lot of different products, different product groups, serving all the different needs customers may expect from such a wide product portfolio.
Okay, fantastic. The recent announcements around the RA8 series mark a significant advancement in MCU technology.
Yeah.
Could you elaborate on the decision to adopt the ARM Cortex M85 processor for these MCUs?
Yeah, so you're right. The RA8 series is one of the latest additions to the RA family. In fact, actually, I have to take that just a short notice at the side. Just today, we have announced the RA0, which is the bottom side of the RA family, as a new member, as a new series of the RA family. But talk about the RA8, it's the top side, and it's just at the edge of the MCU reaching into MPU zone, right? So the RA8 and the recent announcement we then did for motor control, for HMI application, as well as for Cortex M85 based general purpose device, being taking the Cortex M85 core as the central core for those products, mainly because we have seen more demand for AI application, for AI usages, and the Helium accelerator, which is part of the Cortex M85, is a significant benefit for customers to do AI application to perform that. So it's not an NPUs as you may expecting to have, but it's helping your AI application to boost on performance quite heavily.
Okay, well, in the context of the R8 series, how does Renesas envision the integration of graphic display solutions and voice vision multimodal AI enhancing the user experience across applications?
Yeah, so in the Cortex or in the RA8 series, we've been releasing 3 product groups right now. Literally, one is the RA8D1, which is dedicated for HMI application, giving you also, due to the Helium integration of the Helium accelerator, good capabilities to do AI application, vision AI applications. We had been showing demos since last year Embedded World Show for early implementation that you can perform outstanding person detection and people identification demos. There we've been also having the RA8T1, which is the device for motor control, advanced motor control. It's not only that you turn a motor, but also you have the capabilities to do additional features like predictive maintenance, for example, that you've been knowing that industrial drives able to do the notification to the maintenance entity in time so that a kind of predictive maintenance can be executed. So that's the RA8T1, and then last but not surely least, the RA8M1, which is the general purpose Cortex-M85 core with a huge set of communication interfaces, etc., making that a perfect choice for a wide range of applications.
Okay, well, what about motor control applications? They are increasingly demanding in terms of performance.
Right.
How does the R8 series meet these demands, and what sets it apart from competing solutions?
You said RX or RA?
R8.
RA, okay. Yeah, I mean, as I said, RA8T1 is the latest series or latest group in the R8 family doing motor control with the highest performance. And for motor control especially, predictive maintenance is one of the things people are looking into. Getting not only the motor control, feedback of the current status of the motor to a cloud service, to some network which is going to collaborate and use the data for data science, etc. That is definitely what we are to see in the customer base today. It's not a pure motor control anymore, but it's also data communication to the outside world.
Okay. Looking at the upcoming RA2A2 series, could you hint at what distinguishes this series in terms of capabilities and targeted application areas?
Yeah, RA2A2 is a product we've been launched three weeks ago, I think. And it's a device or a group target specifically a market which is metering. Electricity meter especially, and in that case the metrology part of the electricity metering. For a simple electricity meter, it might be able to do basic housekeeping as well, but majority of the RA2A2 is electricity meter application. Of course, due to the 24-bit A to D delta sigma A to D converter, it can be used for different applications like sensors as well, but majority is electricity metering. Right, that is the key benefit for that device. Tuned, optimized for the purpose of collecting analog data.
Okay, and now the RA0 series, including the RA0E1. Can you tell us what are the key features and innovations you're doing, were you introducing with this series?
Yeah, so RA0 is one of the latest, it's actually the latest member since we literally had launched it today on the Embedded Roadshow. And for anybody who's keen to get one of the RA0 kits, we are going to give it away on our booth. So you just need to simply register and you can get one of those kits on our booth. And it's the latest addition to the RA family. RA family had been built or was founded by 2019. Since then, we're building up the family quite intensively. And as I said, later last year, we've been building up the RA8 on top. And now the time came to introduce the RA0, which is the bottom side of the RA family. The RA family RA0 series is offering Cortex M23 core with frequencies up to 32 megahertz, are fitted in pretty small, tiny packages, right? Small memory footprint, and very cost-optimized solutions for customers who just want to have that level of feature set. Of course, we have a rich feature set, a lot of serial communication interfaces embedded on those, and a lot of RAM as well. So it's a good fit for a very basic Cortex M-based design, right? So that's one of the benefits of the RA0 series. And the last group is the RA0E1. Of course, the RA0 is a family or a series which we are going to extend further, new groups over the coming years. It's a part of the family and it's going to grow.
Okay, great. Well, talking about growth, RISC-V is gaining momentum in the industry. How does Renesas' approach to integrating RISC-V architecture align with the company's broader strategy for embedded processing?
Yeah, that's a good point. So the momentum of RISC-V is catching up. That's true. And that's what we as Renesas have seen as well. And therefore, we made the strategic decision to ensure that we have the right infrastructure in place to be part of that momentum if it is really kicking up. To support that initiative, we had just launched last week the first Renesas MCU with RISC-V 4. So far we had different initiatives which been basically RISC-V as ASSPs, but the one we just launched last week were proper MCU design with a RISC-V core based on Renesas' own design. So we built the RISC-V on our own knowledge with our own skill set based on the open ISA architecture, and implemented in a ready-to-go MCU, publicly available even at the DigiKey warehouse. You can buy that from DigiKey at no issue there. Samples as well as kits for a very low price. And it's fully supported by a fantastic ecosystem, not only by Renesas, but also by different partners. We've been get engaged in this initiative of RISC-V. So if anybody's interested, RISC-V.org booth on this exhibition has a kind of display of those kits, and there's a giveaway of those kits on the Renesas.org booth by tomorrow 4 p.m. So as well as some short introduction presentation. So please come along and have a look there.
All right, great. Well, given the rapidly evolving landscape of embedded processing, how does Renesas ensure its MCU/MPU offering remains at the forefront of technology, particularly in terms of integration and scalability?
Of course, we talk with customers, right? So the one thing for sure, we as a company, as a Renesas company, we are not building those chips because we're believing in these chips. We are building those chips because our customers are asking for them, right? So it's not what we believe is the new technology for the future. It's the customers asking. Their voice is our command, basically, right? So their wish is our command on the street. So if they have to have a specific IP, specific communication interface, we're looking in the capability to integrate it. And if there's no technical challenge which is impossible to take, then of course we're going to do that, because we do design products for customers and not for our engineers.
Okay, well that's great. Now, how does the RA8MI, with its emphasis on enhanced performance and security features, cater to the evolving requirements of IoT industrial applications?
Yeah, I mean, you said RA8M1, but right? Right. But in particular, you can't. It's not only RA8M1; it's all the RA family. But RA8 in particular has the largest security integration.
Okay.
So besides the traditional features you may have in protecting the flash, etc., as well as run the number generators and these kind of things. On the RA8, we have implemented a so-called RSIPs, Renesas Security IP, which gives all capability, which is basically a encapsulated trust secure element, right? It's embedded into the controller, it's completely encapsulated, and you have no chance to interact rather than using a fixed communication interface to that one. So rather than to use an external secured element, we have decided to integrate it, embed it into a controller, and make it to our customers available at no additional cost nor additional BOM effort, right? It's a quite of difficult challenge to source different products from different sources and making them available. And we've been overtaking or taking care for that kind of thing by simply integrating our own IPs, security IPs, into this device. So with these IPs, you are able to do all the security needs to connect to the IoT, to the cloud, because once you get connected, you have to take care for your own software and of the data of the customers using the device, right? So those two things you want to protect by all means. And for that purpose, we have this RSIP implemented and taking care for that element.
Okay, great. And the RA8DI and RA8TI, RA8D1 and RA8T1
right.
Models bring unique capabilities to the RA8 series. Can you highlight their targeted application domains and how they complement the overall series?
Yeah, so as I said, the RA8D1 is the one. D in this regards is the display, D for display. RA8D1 is targeting the HMI market. For the purpose connecting display, it does have the parallel interface as well as the MIPI interface to connect the display. All these kind of connections are showcased on a so-called EVK evaluation kit for the RA8D1. You can get that as well from DigiKey warehouse store and get it there. And it's a display control unit, offers you so kind of a capable TFT solution for whatever that means in your application. But on top of that, and that's the important point, it's not only driving the display, as I tried to explain at the very beginning, due to the Cortex M85 core and the Helium extension accelerator, which is implemented on the M85, it has the additional capability to do AI. So if you're connecting an extra camera, which also, by the way, comes with the RA8D1 kit, and you scanning the environment, taking pictures, checking for the people, make people detection, person detection, gesture detection, etc. All these kind of things simply possible using an MCU. And the very benefit is that this is an instant on AI experience, because once you're turning on the controller, it literally takes no time to get started. There's no booting, like you may know from an MCU for Linux systems, where you may have to boot or you put it in the sleep mode, but then it takes a lot of power. On the MCU, you turn it on and the AI gets done, right? It's going on. So it's an extremely interesting thing if you're going to combine this asset with a distance sensor and making, for example, a doorbell, right? Somebody reaching your door, somebody's going to press the doorbell button, and you do not want to just start recording who's approaching your door at the time where somebody pressed the button, but you may want to approach, seeing the approacher or record the approacher even earlier, and may identify this guy or this person and get a message in addition to the doorbell ring itself to the owner of the house.
Yeah.
So this kind of things you can do with an MCU, and the RA8D1 is a capable one to do that, for example, as an example. The RA8T1, the one you have also talked about, is the T, in this case, is for timer, T for timer, and those timers are particularly designed for motor control. And the RA8T1 is our answer for motor control with AI, right? Again, Helium is giving you the capability to do predictive maintenance. We have our in-house Renesas solution for the predictive maintenance. with Reality AI, which is a Renesas company. And with them, we've been doing fantastic solution on predictive maintenance, not only predictive maintenance, but if you want to go to our booth, you will find also demos where AI is used with motor control to predict floors. So you have a roboter for cleaning the floors, predicting what is the ground, what's the substance. Is it the floor, is it the flat, is it wood, is it plastic, can be predicted, can be recognized, and be identified by the motor sensor data. And that kind of intelligence can be implemented to Reality AI as well. So yeah, there's a lot of things you can do with AI capability on motor control.
Okay, fantastic. And you've touched on this a bit earlier, your collaborations with your customers help guide your products. But I was wondering, can you discuss the role of collaboration and partnership in the development and enhancement of your embedded processing technologies, especially regarding software ecosystem support, for instance?
Of course, Renesas success basically is based on, or is founded on our partnership activities. We have a strong partner network with thousands of different partners. For every particular product family, we have preferred family partners. Literally for RA family, we have a partner network in place where those partners been showing great solutions, great software examples, demos, hardware demos, etc. So all this kind of information can be found on our web page as well. And you find a partner page where you then walk through IoT connectivity, AI stuff, tools, audio stuff, etc. There's a lot of huge partner network actually in place, and it's good actually growing continuously since more people actually joining in. So hundreds, right, for RA on its own. But of course, even for the latest addition to our large portfolio, the RISC-V MCU GP general purpose MCU, will be just launching last week. There's already a partner network starting to build up, since basically it's an interesting thing. Many people want to be part of that momentum we've been just talked about for RISC-V. And of course, partner network is important to build that success for RISC-V as well.
Okay, well, looking ahead, what are the key trends and technologies Renesas is focusing on to drive innovation in embedded processing solutions?
Yeah, key technologies is definitely AI, right? AI is what we do see as a major driver for future embedded microcontrollers as well as for our MPUs. Low power is something which is something we just can't avoid, and we don't want to avoid, because from an environmental point of view, low power is helping us to save resources. And of course, Renesas is supporting that initiative for sure. The other thing what we're looking into is package technologies also, which is may not sound that fancy, but in overall there's a lot of miniaturization ongoing, right? So more and more customers want to have a tiny, smaller implementation of their applications. So package technology, like the technologies like CSP, are considered to be more wider available for Renesas products. And then of course giving our customers the best experience, making a seamless transition from the MCU world into the MPU world is one of the drivers for our next generation products, as well as for software, because at the end of the day, it's not only hardware related, it's a software related challenge as well for many of our customers, whereby the MCU world is literally Linux-based. The MCU world is software Artos-based, right? Building the transition is an interesting challenge, and we're taking that and building up a seamless transitional path for our customers to build the application on the products they may need.
Okay, and I suppose lastly, we talked about partnerships, but how about your partnership with DigiKey? What does that bring Renesas?
Yes. Of course, we are sitting here and talking to each other. Obviously, there's some relationship, right? Of course, you're one of our distributors, and we appreciate your support quite heavily. I mean, we're really happy having you on board. You've been basically part of all of our new product introductions into the market, and you're helping our customers to get samples as quick as possible. Once a product has been launched, literally customers can find on DigiKey webpage right away samples without any delay, right? So as I just said, today we launched the RA0, and customers can buy from DigiKey RA0 kits as well as MCUs. So that's quite tight relationship here. So, right?
Okay, Bernd, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
You're welcome. Thank you.